Micro Blazeout is a patented, non-toxic, environmentally friendly fire extinguishing agent. It is listed by Underwriters Laboratories to be effective on Class A and Class B fires. Micro Blazeout is compatible in all current foam proportioning and delivery systems. When properly stored, Micro Blazeout has an indefinite shelf life. Because of its superb penetrating ability, Micro Blazeout provides a higher level of protection from flashback than conventional type foams. It quickly cools the fire, and when compared to other type foams, requires less product to extinguish the fire. After the fire is out, microbes in Micro Blazeout go to work to biodegrade the hazardous waste. In this program, we're going to explain what Micro Blazeout is. We will illustrate how it is used on Class A and Class B fires using a hose line with inline eductor, and how it is used in a 2.5-gallon extinguisher with aspirating nozzle. We will also compare the effectiveness of Micro Blazeout over dry chemical extinguishers. Micro Blazeout is shipped in concentrated form in 5-gallon pails, 55-gallon drums, or 250-gallon totes. It is mixed with water in ratios of 0.5% to 3% according to the type fire it is used on. Let's look at how Micro Blazeout is used to combat this fire involving a tank truck. 4 hose line teams are used to extinguish this fire. 2 of the teams use water lines for initial cool down and for protection. 2 other teams use Micro Blazeout in a 1% ratio with water. All 4 teams advance on the fire. Water is used to protect the firefighters and to cool down the equipment and help knock down the fire. As the attack team begins to lay down a layer of foam, the water line teams direct their hoses away from the foam to avoid breaking up the foam blanket. The product is directed at the frame of the truck and is allowed to flow back over the fire until the fire is out. Once applied, Micro Blazeout will quickly penetrate the fuel and suppress the vapors. The protection provided by the product greatly reduces the possibility of flashback. Biodegradation of the product begins almost immediately after the fire is out. The product is then checked for vapors with an explosimeter. Once it is safe, the product is washed down where it can be left to biodegrade into harmless byproducts of CO2 and water. Let's look at another fire scene involving a loading terminal incident. 4 hose line teams are used to combat the fire. 2 teams use water lines, and 2 others use Micro Blazeout in a 1% solution. The purpose of this exercise is to extinguish the fire in the pit and to provide protection for a hose line team whose task it is to close 2 valves feeding fuel to the fire. An inline eductor is used to supply Micro Blazeout from 5-gallon buckets. The 4 teams approach the fire. The water line teams apply water to the structure for cool down. The attack line teams concentrate on the burning fuel below the structure. Micro Blazeout is applied gently to the fire. In most situations, it is recommended that Micro Blazeout be directed against a surface and allowed to fall back on the fire. Micro Blazeout is allowed to cover the spill completely until the fire is out. Meanwhile, the water line teams provide the cool down of equipment and protection for the firefighters who move in to close the valves feeding the fuel to the fire. The attack teams continue to apply Micro Blazeout to the spill fire. Micro Blazeout completely covers the spill and suppresses the vapors. Let's look at another project involving a rail car. Again, Micro Blazeout is used in a ratio of 1% with water. 4 hose line teams combat the fire. 2 teams use water and 2 teams use Micro Blazeout. The purpose of this project is to knock down the fire and close 2 valves that are supplying fuel to the fire. The hose line teams, using water, move in to cool the equipment, followed by the attack team. Water is used for cool down and protection. Micro Blazeout is directed against the rail car to extinguish the spill fire. The team using water directs its pattern toward the valve feeding fuel to the fire. Firefighters move in to close the valve. The second team moves up the stairway to close another valve. Water is used for protection, and micro blaze out is used to keep the fire from flashing back. The team closes the valve supplying fuel to the fire and backs out as the water and attack teams keep watch and provide protection. Micro blaze out provides superb penetrating and cooling qualities, making it an excellent choice as a firefighting agent. In addition, the microbes in micro blaze out go to work within minutes to biodegrade any remaining hydrocarbon waste. Let's look at another project using micro blaze out. This project involves gasoline. Due to the extreme heat involved, water from a fixed monitor is used to control the heat. Micro blaze out in a 1% solution is used to extinguish the fire using a hose line. The hose line team directs micro blaze out against the wall in back of the pit. Micro blaze out can actually be directed into the spill itself. However, care must be exercised when using this technique. This technique agitates and increases the penetrating ability of micro blaze out. This technique is contrary to traditional foam application techniques that can be employed with micro blaze out. Again, to avoid splashing and spreading of the fire, extreme caution must be exercised when using this technique. Micro blaze out is also very effective against flashback and provides better protection against flashback than does dry chemical extinguishers. Dry chemical provides excellent knockdown of the fire, but does not provide the same level of protection against flashback as micro blaze out. Micro blaze out smothers the fire and quickly penetrates the spill to cool the fuel. This process greatly reduces the potential of flashback. Here is an example of a gasoline spill being extinguished with micro blaze out. Once again, micro blaze out in a 1% solution smothers the fire. And unlike traditional firefighting agents, no thick foam blanket is needed to extinguish the fire. Micro blaze out penetrates, cools, and emulsifies the fuel. We'll show you the benefit of this process in a moment. Micro blaze out is also very effective on tire fires. Using a 1% solution of micro blaze out in a hose line with inline eductor, this firefighter is able to extinguish the fire. Remember how micro blaze out extinguished the gasoline spill in front of the tires? Even though gasoline is still present, the fuel does not reignite. The reason the fuel does not reignite is due to micro blaze out's ability to quickly penetrate and cool the fuel. Once the fire is out, microbes begin to emulsify the product, greatly reducing the possibility of flashback. So far, we have seen how micro blaze out is used on Class B fires. Let's see how micro blaze out can be effectively used on Class A fires. To demonstrate the penetrating ability of micro blaze out, we will use a small handheld sprayer mixed with a 1% solution of micro blaze out with water to extinguish this crib fire. Micro blaze out penetrates and cools the fire and extinguishes the fire using very little product. A 1% solution of micro blaze out in a 2.5-gallon extinguisher can be very effective on Class A fires. Micro blaze out cools and extinguishes the fire using very little product. At the same time, microbes in micro blaze out begin to clean up the fire waste, leaving minimal smoke damage from the fire. In this program, we have described what micro blaze out is. We have demonstrated its use on Class A and Class B fires using a 1.5-inch hose line with inline eductor. And we've seen how it is used in a 2.5-gallon extinguisher with aspirating nozzle. We have also compared the effectiveness of micro blaze out over dry chemical extinguishers. Micro blaze out provides superb penetrating and cooling qualities, making it an excellent choice as a firefighting agent with the added benefit of being able to biodegrade the waste once the fire is out. Micro blaze out, partnering with nature for a cleaner tomorrow.